სარჯოს დაბრაზოლებში დაიხარჯოს გაუმარჯოს საქართველოს მზეს დასაცას საქართველოს ძლიერებას გაუმარჯოს
Hi, my name is Rajni Bakshi. I live in Bombay. I'm a writer and at present I'm working on the exploration of what happened to non-violence as an ideal and as a practice after Gandhi. So I'm looking at the various ways in which non-violence has actually grown and developed as a practice across the world and over the last 70-80 years. That's what I do at the moment.
I am Gabi Franger from Germany, Fürth in Bavaria in Germany. I am a social scientist and I am part of a collective of a women's museum. It's called Museum of Women's Cultures, Regional International. We try to give, we look to the world from a women's point of view, from different women's point of view, and we give women a face, a voice, and we show to the world the contributions of women to organize everyday lives, to overcome struggle and war and violence, and their peace building.
Namaste, I am Sudha Reddy from Bangalore, India. I represent Eco Foundation for Sustainable Alternatives, an organization working among the women and children in various slums as well as in rural areas for their self-reliance and empowering their own selves and in their life and for their dignity. It's in this process also link the grassroots experience to the reflect and connect to the global issues, because this is both the grassroots and the local and the national and international connections and reflections are very critical for the peace and harmony in the world and in the society.
My name is Irene Santiago. I am from Davao City in the Philippines. My work in peace has been in various capacities. I've been a negotiator in the formal peace process, and I also was the first chair of the implementation body to implement the Bangsamoro Peace Agreement. So that means I'm the first and probably the only woman at this point that has done implementation of a peace agreement. I started out as a community organizer. I organized women, so I've done 10 years of that. And so I've done local peace building up to international peace building. I've also been the director of the NGO Forum on Women in Beijing in 1995. So in a sense, I organized the largest international gathering of women in history in Beijing in 1995. So right now, I do a lot of training and teaching, and hopefully some writing.
My name is Irene Kiasashvili, Ika. I grew up in Soviet Union, but I am Georgian woman. I am mother and already grandmother. I understood that I could not handle fear. I fell in love with myself and the world fell in love with me. My message is, love yourself and the university will love you. And there will be a peace in the world.
I'm Sarah Dunja Menzel. I come from Germany and I have an educational background. And for 15 years I worked in social work, youth work, educational work and community work. And due to the fact that we really have great challenges to solve in this world, I saw that education alone is not enough, and I founded an NGO 1 year ago to help as many people as possible to contribute to positive change we need in civil society engagement.
Me llamo Ana Sánchez, soy de España.
My name is Ana Sanchez, I am from Spain.
Trabajo como bibliotecaria en una universidad
I work as a librarian at a university.
y pertenezco a dos asociaciones, una asociación apostólica, católica y una asociación política.
I belong to two associations, a Catholic, an Apostolic Catholic Association and a political association.
En las dos, desde distintas perspectivas, tratamos juntos de luchar contra las causas de los problemas que hay en este mundo.
In both associations, from different perspectives, we try to fight against the causes of the problems that exist in this world. These are social, political, cultural and economic points.
I'm Tina Sitiani. I work a lot in peace building and conflict resolution, transformation for years. And for me it is very interesting and very challenging, and I teach a lot my students at the universities. I'm optimistic. And I think that we could find a way because there are a lot of unexplored around us.
Okay, my name is Karina Fuchs. I was born in Argentina and I have been living in Spain for 18 years now. My background is educational. I'm a teacher of English as a foreign language, and I belong to an association that's a political party. It's called SIGN. The acronym in English is for Internationalist, in Spanish. In English the translation would be Internationalist Solidarity and Self-Governance. We are also part of the Jai Jagat Spanish Net, and in terms of what I'm doing, I work especially in the area of human trafficking for sexual and labor exploitation, and this is a huge problem we've got in Spain because it's a destination country and also a transit country, and we are with other 4 women some years ago we co-founded Liberata. That's an association that also focuses on the fight against these evils, let's say.
I'm Nana Perikashvili. I'm from Georgia. I'm a professor in gender studies. I teach several courses at the university on how women and men face gender stereotypes and how they prevent them from making free choices, develop themselves, actualize themselves. It's the main maybe core of my desire and core of the course that I teach also. how I am connected to peace building. For many years I was working and thinking at the same time what peace in general terms can mean for Georgia. And I'm quite sure that peace is not only just not having war and armed conflict, but it is a very general concept, meaning that society is acting in a way that human rights are not violated, and people can exercise their free choices. There are relations based on mutual respect.
Okay, my name is Nisa Schwendt and I'm from Switzerland, and I'm a visual artist, and I work on a project, the name is Living Fabrics, and I work now since 5 years on this project, and it's about used clothes, and I collect them. I work with a lot of people all in different countries, and until now I include 50 nations and from all social backgrounds, from all religions, all age groups, and the idea is really to create a network all over the world and to note them together with all these threads. And if I could change something, then I think we should be all the same.
My name is Jeanette Kiefer Cardinale. I'm from Germany. I'm from a medical background. I'm working since I'm 17 with minorities in every senses. Lately I'm working with refugees as a charity worker. My background to come here to this campaign is to get a bigger sisterhood or brotherhood, to come to reach for a better result of peace in the world.
So my name is Britt-Marie Klang. I am from Sweden. I have basically an educational background, been working with teaching, and my organization is BLLF Sweden, but we are since some years back attached to Jay Jagat. And we have a special wing working to prepare the march from Sweden.
My name is Dixie Eyer. I'm from Switzerland. In my professional work, I work in the field of leadership training and I work as a coach. In my volunteer work, I do work for southern India, working with tribes Adivasis. I came to this conference because of Jay Jagat 2020, which will end in Geneva, and it will also go through my village where I live in southern Switzerland, and that's why I want to do a lot of networking with other women, and that's the reason why I'm here.
Batumushi chamo bulaguti karto pasava gidi gana Demesi enerji bire bi gamah senda babai gamah karida gamah karido wale gana gana na 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 nina darani na nina oh na 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 nina darani na nina oh na na nina darani na nina oh ai na nina nina oh ai na nina nina oh na 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 nina darani na nina oh na 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 nina darani na nina oh na na nina darani na nina oh ai na nina nina oh ai na nina nina oh me verra volhe kibe uqude bela mio che dar arsa taval scenda giude bela vergata me sheri gulira kopil kharamistana mesulshes gen amor mi varshen gor bi kharagana da gana na 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 nina na nina nina oh na 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 nina na nina nina oh na nina nina oh ai na nina nina na ni na oh na 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 ni na na ni na oh na na ni na.
My name is Mahshad Afshar. I'm a filmmaker, human rights activist and campaigner, currently studying a PhD in film studies at Kingston University. I have been working with different human rights campaigns since 2010, mostly to do with refugees and different human rights issues. If I could change one thing in this world, would be to put sanctions on all the producers of weaponry all around the world and introduce a new system of education to have meditation in the school and peace building from the grassroots. Also to introduce meditation to prisons and the most violent systems that we have, including military as well. Thank you.
It's really difficult to think only in one thing to change, but the most important issue for me is that everybody, all persons, all human beings have to be seen in their dignity, and their dignity has to be acknowledged. And I would try to work against exclusion, against racism, against discrimination in general.
Well, I would wish to see both the manufacturing of arms and their trade completely dissolved would be ideal, but at least drastically reduced, so there is no financial incentive in the promotion of violence, organized war and other forms of violence in many societies.
Well, if I could change something in the world, I would have a law for everybody, the law of equality, because I'm convinced if we do not have equality, we can never ever have justice.
So what I would like to change while working for the peace and progress and the well-being of all in the world as one, for the as a, like we children of Mother Earth, at a strategical level, to have one, at least a peace ministry for peace and justice. They are justice, but peace and justice is a kind of a suggestion to have in every nation or in the government.
What I hope should happen and could happen is that if there's conflict, people know that you can resolve things peacefully. That the only thing bad about conflict is if we address it in a destructive manner. So justice skills and the attitude that conflict is neither good nor bad, but we can address this in a very constructive, peaceful manner. In that way, we will really have a peaceful world.
If I can change one thing in the world, I want to go through the world without visas.
If I could change something, would be to provide time, space, and also money for people to come together and really find creative solutions together, and so that everyone can contribute with his own potential and what everyone can do, that we can build a more peaceful world together. Yeah.
Si pudiera cambiar algo, cambiaría la forma en la que miramos a las otras personas.
If I could change only one thing, I would change the view we have on other people.
Para tratarlos como a nosotros mismos, como nos gustaría ser tratados.
To treat them in the same way we want to be treated. If we change the economic system, and the system can be fair, and the system can give every human being the possibility of fulfillment, and dignity of every human person is respected and valued, then with a self-governing system in economic and political terms, other changes will come in the future.
If I would change a law in this world, or if I would be a politician, I would put a ministry of Peace, first of all, and in this Ministry of Peace I would include a lot of education, beginning with meditation, with awareness raising, consciousness, and peace education.
There are many steps to think of, but I think the goal is the world without borders, where people can meet without problems.
I would like to see how people in power think about building sensitive peace, if we can say, by making very sensitive decisions about other people, about introducing new economic systems, about, of course, the environment.
Berger qopil var maqarashi bersatswara gadanaqari iski ar gamigoniya detobats koslis maqari Berger qopil var maqarashi bersatswara gadanaqari iski ar gamigoniya detobats koslis maqari Saman atilma barcı saman alavet mi da givaragim kallakçı sivani saman